Check the mine, check the mine!
Was that the mine?
Yeah.
Someone shouted here.
For ages I've wanted to make an electronic airsoft mine to complement my landmine collection. I wanted something which would use a sensor of some sort, which would massively speed up its deployment. And after nearly a year of trial and error, I present to you the Apep Electronic Airsoft Land Mine. Firstly, the Battlefield 4 players amongst you lot would immediately recognise this as the M2 Slam, or selectable lightweight attack munition. Although this thing did actually exist in reality, but the Americans used it for a bit. It was sort of a multi-purpose demolitions charge as well as a light anti-tank mine all rolled into one. But this Slam here is more of an anti-personnel airsoft mine, but I suppose it could still detect a vehicle going past. On the front here we have the sensor, and this is an ultrasonic sensor. From my testing, the most stable and tunable sensor for outdoor use. The detection zone is out the front of the Apep mine, and right now it is limited to 2 meters maximum, as my local site's lethal grenade blast radius is 2 meters. But you can increase it to around about 4.5, maybe 5 meters, which is the maximum range of these sensors. The top of it unscrews like so, which allows you to reload it, recock it, and also install the battery. Now this one here is my personal one, and it's got some slight variations between this and the final version. Like, instead of having these bits of glue that I was using in testing, we have a little rubber bump here to help lock the head in place. And we're going to install a battery in here, and this will actually run off a 9-volt battery, but my preference of battery is one of these, a 250 milliamp hour 7.4 volt HPA FCU battery. So we'll plug it into here, and then we'll tuck it into the battery compartment. And that's it, that's the battery in. Like I said, you can use a 9-volt battery and it will work perfectly fine. And to cock it, all we have to do is push this striker mechanism down, and whilst we're holding it, turn this lever up to there. And there we go, that's it cocked. The Apep is part of the Meteorite system, so all you have to do is chuck your cap ring on a cap carriage like this, drop it in like so. Not going to load it for testing because I don't really need this going off in the conservatory. And then you keep it upright like so, and you screw it together, and that's it, loaded and ready to go. Now when you first turn it on, you'll get a single beep to signify that there is power, and then the 30-second arming delay begins counting down. So if I hold this up to the microphone, you'll be able to hear the beep when I turn it on. And after the 30-second arming delay, the mine will arm itself. And if during the arming period the sensor detects something within 30 centimeters, there will be 3 consecutive beeps. Now this warning means that there is an obstruction to the mine sensor, and either the obstruction needs to be cleared or the Apep relocated until the beeping stops. And if you need more time while setting it up, just turn it off and on again. The obstruction warning is there to help prevent the sensor from being positioned where it cannot reliably detect things. And that obstruction warning is to help make this mine as foolproof as possible, so that way you don't end up with it detecting something too close and then not arming properly. So right now we have the Apep turned on, it's not been obstructed, and it's now counting down the arming timer. So in its current state, it will go into tripwire mode once the 30 seconds is up. Now when the Apep arms in tripwire mode, it takes a baseline distance. Right now it's only going to be about 40-45 centimeters because it's going to be reflecting the ultrasound off my phone. And it has to have 7 consecutive detections of a measurement that is 80% or less of the baseline distance before it fires. So if you move past it quickly, it's going to ignore it because the target is not in front of the sensor for long enough. If I keep my hand there though, bang.
Yeah, I don't know, there was a...
And a simple way of increasing the time that someone is within the detection zone is to simply turn the mine to have it diagonal rather than perpendicular. Now I've just quickly reset the Apep because there is another mode to this mine which gets pretty bloody mischievous.
They're pretty difficult to...
Use my pulse rifle, Joe.
Yeah. Very fun. How long have you been waiting for that?
About 10 minutes.
If during the arming period you deliberately obstruct the Apep sensor, bearing in mind that an obstruction is anything within 30 centimeters of this mine, if you ignore that warning and the mine arms obstructed, it enters into trap mode. I tell you what, we're going to booby trap a rotary tool bit set, and you can hear the 3 beeps. That's giving us a warning that the sensor is obstructed. Now that the beeping has stopped, that has signaled to us that the Apep is now armed and in trap mode. And when it's in trap mode, it is looking for a 30 centimeter increase to the detected baseline once it's armed, and again for 7 consecutive detections. So I lift this off, bang.
So
I literally live
Hey!
Finally.
So say you want to booby trap something like a site prop. For example, let's say, I don't know, a stretcher. You just chuck this on the grass, turn it on, chuck the stretcher on top of it and leg it. And once the mine arms, anyone who picks up that stretcher is going to have this going off at their feet. But there is more to the Apep mine. Flip it round here. We have some magnets. You can stick this to surfaces, well, provided that the surfaces are magnetic. Stick it to vehicles, stick it to ammo boxes, stick it to your gun, stick it to whatever you want, as long as it's magnetic. Just make sure you keep it below chest height so it's not going off in someone's face. I can't wait to use this more, and with how simple and quick and small and flexible it is to use, it'd be rude not to have it in my kit. If you're after the design, you can find it on my Cults page, Fulcrum Airsoft on Cults 3D, and pre-made ones are available on my website at fulcrumairsoft.com. Any updates to the code of the mine will be released too. If you enjoyed this video, then please make sure you leave a like, and if you want to be part of the channel, then make sure you subscribe too. And speaking of rare things in airsoft, you can see me in action with my Sten during Operation Goodwood right here.